Welcome to day one of fabulous Frugal February. I am reframing Frugal February so that I look at it from a better perspective. I embrace it more and I'm more excited about being a major tight ass, saying no, and watching my savings at the end of February add up as I put it all towards the $1,000 project. I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs on this, which will be published on YouTube. Also, every time I say no or cut something down or out, the money that I would have just spent, I will immediately and proactively transfer into a separate savings account. And at the end of the month, we will see exactly how much I have managed to save, and it will all go towards buying more shares in the $1,000 project. And of course, make sure you're following all the way along because I'll also be doing Magnificent Manifesting March. Come on, Sophia. Yes. Food planning. One of the most important areas to try and save money is on food. Personally, I find that our grocery bill eats into our family budget hugely. Food in Australia I find incredibly expensive, and also because of the temperature, food goes off really quickly. Like bread, if you leave it out for a day or two, it goes moldy really quickly. So you've got to be really careful with the food that you order the right amount at the right time to make sure that you don't waste it and obviously waste money. So what I have done, which is something I normally do anyway, is I've sat down and looked at the family diary. Who's home for dinner? Who's going to be home for lunch? What do we need? And I've just cross-referenced it as to what is in my pantry and what is in my fridge. So I know exactly what I'm going to order. Now, I always order the bulk of my groceries online. To me, spending say $12 on delivery is well worth investment, because that $12 isn't just delivery. That is $12 saves me the equivalent of driving to a supermarket, fighting for a parking spot, pushing a trolley around, particularly with this little one with me, which is a little bit more of a challenge, and Rocco asking for things and putting things in the trolley without me knowing. That $12 is the best investment. Plus they deliver them to my house, so I don't have to worry about lugging groceries up and down the street from the car to the house. So to me, $12 is a brilliant investment. Anyway, I've gone through, as I said, the pantry and my fridge. I know exactly what we're going to order, and also I'm going to keep it as meat-free as possible. And I normally have a set flat amount of how much I budget per week when it comes to groceries. So whilst this money comes out of the family budget and to me is not part of Frugal February, I'll be making a note as to how much through the family budget I actually save. All right, here are some little hacks that we have that really do help save that temptation when we're tired to go and order takeaway. All right, I have frozen mini portions of things like spaghetti bolognese. So those nights when we come home, we're tired, we're hungry, we want something quickly, and we go, you know what, stuff it, let's just order Uber Eats. We don't, we have mini portions to go. And the thing is, by having these mini portions, you don't defrost like a whole big batch, like a whole big kilo of bolognese sauce. This is perfect for 1.5 people. So me and Rocco, or maybe 2 small portions for me and Tom. No, it's not quite ready for you yet. And actually, in fact, we also have little mini portions for apple pie. I think this one is carrot. It comes out looking like carrot too. Ew, that's so gross. That's what I'm talking about, food waste. But not first longer, because I'm gonna eat this. Yummy. Oh, and this also is the same for when it comes to toxic products. For example, if it means paying a little bit more for, say, non-toxic, biodegradable toilet paper that doesn't have any chemicals or bleaches, I'm happy to pay that little bit more, because to me, the environment is so worth it. All right, we all need to cut down on the amount of plastic that we are consuming. We need to try and reduce it as much as possible, which also has financial benefits. So what I have done is invested in some of these stretchy, reusable, covers. Now you can put them over the top of plates to keep food fresher longer in the fridge instead of using cling wrap. It's perfect. And they stretch really well. And then also I've got some of these, which you can basically, you'd use them in the freezer essentially, but I'm actually going to use them as sandwich bags for Rocco's bread rolls today. So you know what? I'm pretty much going plastic free completely, as well as saving money. Frugal treats even for the dogs. these can go straight into the recycling bin. Once they've been licked clean, here goes Sophia. Everyone is happy doing Frugal February. Want to know what one of the best investments in my kitchen has been ever? Well, it's actually my SodaStream crystal model. I promise you this is not sponsored. Reason why I love the SodaStream is because it's not plugged into power and you can make so many bottles of sparkling water with tap water, so it costs you pretty much nothing. The other thing is I found that my family drinks so much more water when we have sparkling water. And if you know from my previous Frugal February vlogs, we were spending, and I'm not proud of this, we were spending about $35 a month on bottled water. Yes, I'm ashamed of that, but that's why we got, oh my God, I've just spilled it on myself. It's contributing towards landfill as well as a waste of money. And these glass bottles last indefinitely, unlike the other SodaStream bottles, which are plastic. So you have my full permission, if you're a high consumer of mineral water and soda water, to invest in a crystal SodaStream, not the plastic ones. Using Frugal February as the perfect excuse to try cheaper products that are different. Don't get me wrong, the baby pouches of food are great for when you're busy, on the run, out and about. And there's some really delicious flavors. However, they're expensive and they're not great for the environment. So every time I make Apple's lunch, and today we have smashed avocado and Philadelphia cream cheese, which she loves, I'm saving between $1.50 and $2.50. So definitely worthwhile investing some time to cook some food and freeze it so there's always something ready for her that I don't have to pay a fortune for. Do not stop and get a coffee even though you really need one. Do not stop and get a freshly squeezed fruit juice even though you really want one. Also, do not stop and go get a raspberry and white chocolate muffin from Bloodhound, even though you desperately want one and are craving one right now. Self-control, self-discipline. Hang in there, Canna. I made it to work. I did not get a muffin, but I am sitting at my desk and all I can think about is getting a muffin. I was in a massive hurry running out the door, so literally I grabbed some yogurt and I have thrown some berries inside the yogurt in here. I also have some homemade Anzac biscuits that my mum made. And also, if you come with me, I'll show you what I've got inside my fridge. I'm one of those typical people that gets sugar cravings late into the afternoon and then we'll go and spend like $5 on a chocolate bar or like a muffin or something really unhealthy. So I have packed in my fridge some chocolate protein muesli bars and also some tamari roasted almonds. So food that is actually hopefully going to fill me up so I stop snacking so much. Quiet night in, eating up all the bits. Also, I'm getting back into intermittent fasting, which means I'm going to save so much money on food, but also so much time, particularly in the morning. I love intermittent fasting, gives you so much more energy. All right, I'm guilty of ordering a overpriced fruit or vegetable juice in a cafe. I think I've even like paid up something ridiculous like $14. And yes, I questioned myself afterwards, but this is actually a vegetable / fruit juice that I make at home that is really budget friendly. You take some kale. Now, you can only buy kale in big bunches like this, but it's actually okay because this is fantastic for salads. You can also put it into the freezer and then you can also put it into a pan or the oven with some salt and it makes really delicious chips. And this is actually a really good vegetable to get into kids really easily. So you take the kale, you then take a lemon, which doesn't cost much money at all, a banana, and you can get some coconut juice, which actually is on special this week at Woolworths for I think $3.40. And then you fill it, this is the catch, this is the frugal hack. You fill it with ice. So it's actually really chilled and refreshing, but it's not got a really expensive ingredients inside. And then obviously, of course, you can go and add your like proteins or minerals and stuff like that to make it even more nutritious. But this is so refreshing, so healthy, and it really does cost next to nothing. I have my lunch for today. This is leftover dinner from last night. And yes, that is correct. On Instagram, you saw banana on my curry. My mum was actually born and grew up in India, and that's how she eats her curries. Now, I also have some hard-boiled eggs as snacks today for at work to keep me feeling full. With a leftover pumpkin from the curry last night that didn't go in the curry, I have put through the Thermomix with a little cube of vegetable stock and some hot water. And I have a lot of food which will be broken up into small portions for my little apple pie. Seriously cutting down on the grocery bill. I am off to work. I've got my sneakers on. I've got my work shoes in my bag. I've got my packed lunch. I am saving money. Make sure you're subscribed because next week for Frugal February, I'm going to be really focusing on fashion, beauty, and self-care. Doing it all on a budget so we maximize our savings together. Oh, and don't forget to make sure you're following me on Instagram because I'm going to be sharing your accounts every time you guys tag me in something that you're doing that's frugal, that's really cool, or something really inspiring. I'm sharing it with the community. So make sure you're following me and make sure you tag me.